This film begins with Detective D. Renji, who solved the mystery of a sea monster attacking the Luang Empire fleet. However, because of his success, he was made the head of the court of judicature and given a special weapon called the Dragon Taming Mace by Emperor Gaozong. With this mace, Detective D had the power to protect the empire, even from threats within, like the emperor himself. This made Queen Wu Zetian angry because she was afraid Detective D might turn against them. But Emperor Gaozong trusted Detective D and refused to take the mace away. Since she couldn't change the emperor's mind, Queen Wu Zetian ordered a royal swordsman named Yuqi Zenjin to take the mace from Detective D. However, Zenjin hesitated because Detective D was like a brother to him, and he knew that if the mace was taken, Detective D and his family could be killed by the emperor. Queen Wu Zetian tried to convince Zenjin that nothing bad would happen to Detective D, and she even got some magicians to help Zenjin steal the mace. On the other hand, a group of magicians, led by Quan Tian, has special abilities like creating illusions and controlling elements. There's Spectral Blades, who's great with swords and the moon. They are Night Ghost, who controls fire, Flying Smoke, who can manipulate smoke, and Water Moon, who's skilled at hiding and fighting, although she's not as strong as Zenjin. When Queen Zetian ordered Zenjin to take the Dragon Taming Mace, Zenjin agreed, but only if Detective D wouldn't be hurt. But secretly, Zetian wanted Detective D dead. The next day, Detective D and his team heard about an attack on a painter's house, so they rushed to investigate. They'd found strange clues left by the magicians to distract them while they stole the mace. Back with Detective D's team, one of them found a painting under a table and touched it, but his hand swelled up because it was poisoned. Soon after, the poison spread and the painter, who breathed in the dust, died horribly. While Night Ghost and Water Moon found where the Dragon Taming Mace was kept, they triggered an alarm when they tried to take it. This brought guards to Detective D's room, alerted by broken jars. Because of that, Night Ghost and Water Moon had to flee before things got worse. This incident reminded Detective D of his teacher, Master Sun Zong, who once talked about sacrificing oneself to save others. At that time, Sun Zong gave Detective D a wooden token carved with symbols to guide him in life. Meanwhile, Zenjin and the magicians told Queen Zetian about their failed attempt to kill Detective D. Surprisingly, Zetian didn't get angry. Instead, she asked them to come up with a new plan to steal the mace. Later that night, Zetian, accompanied by her servant and Zenjin, went to an underground prison. She entered alone, leaving her servant and Zenjin outside. At that time, Zenjin remembered a story about a rebel called the Faceless Monster being held in that prison. At that time, Zetian was talking to Faceless Monster about taking a weapon called the Dragon Taming Mace from Renji. But there, Faceless Monster suggested that Zetian should take control of Da Li Si, so she could become stronger and have an easier time defeating Renji. Another time, Zenjin was training Renji's agility by making him stand on a piece of bamboo. Unfortunately, Renji couldn't do it perfectly and fell. Zenjin helped him up, and Renji used this chance to talk privately with Zenjin. During their conversation, Renji told Zenjin that he knew Zetian wanted to take the Dragon Taming Mace from him. Renji also showed Zenjin a painting that reminded them both of their goal to protect the kingdom. This made Zenjin realize he shouldn't betray Renji, and they promised to look out for each other. Meanwhile, Renji's friend Shachuo was exploring the market where people were learning magic tricks, which were very popular in the area. While he was looking around, Shachuo noticed the same symbol in several places. Unbeknownst to him, he was being watched by Water Moon, who was hiding nearby. When Shachuo decided to learn magic, he was tricked by a con artist and put under a spell. Luckily, Renji, in disguise, rescued Shachuo from the market. Then Renji secretly told Shachuo where to find a letter hidden in a medicine box at his home. Meanwhile, a group of cloaked illusionists were meeting, and their leader had their eye on the Dragon Taming Mace, which Renji possessed. At that time, they planned to eliminate the magicians hired by the queen, as they were seen as a threat to their goal of obtaining the valuable spear. Besides that, the leader used magic to manipulate Zenin into fighting Renji. On the other hand, Shachuo managed to sneak into Renji's medicine room and take a letter containing Renji's whereabouts. Renji had chosen to disappear temporarily to protect the dragon-taming mace. The next day, Zenin went to Da Lisi's office to get the dragon-taming mace, but she was told that Renji wasn't there because he had gone home. This meant they didn't know where Renji kept the spear. At that moment, Zenin got frustrated and decided to take over as the leader of Da Lisi. She declared Renji a fugitive, blaming him for not doing his job properly. As the new leader, Zenin ordered the magicians to spy on people close to Renji, including Water Moon, who was keeping an eye on Shachuo. Feeling suspicious that he was being followed, Shachuo pretended to take a shower in the bathroom to shake off Water Moon. When it was safe, he met secretly with Renji after reading the letter from the medicine box. Shachuo also informed Renji that Zenin and the magicians were searching for the dragon-taming mace. There, Renji assured Shachuo that the spear was safe in a hidden spot. He then explained to Shachuo about a symbol in the market linked to an Indian magic clan known for controlling thoughts and actions. Long ago, there was a clan known as the Night Clan. They helped emperors build strong royal families, earning their trust and respect. But one emperor stopped believing in their loyalty and started imprisoning them. Meanwhile, Zenin was at the tavern when he suddenly remembered a message Renji had given him about the Heavenly King. He realized it was a clue to where Renji had hidden the dragon-taming mace. Without hesitation, Zenin hurried to the place where the statue of the 4 Heavenly Kings stood, and there he found the spear at last. At that moment, Zenin finally understood that Renji wanted him to protect the dragon-taming mace. Suddenly, spectral blades who had been secretly following Zenin appeared with the intention of stealing Renji's dragon spear. They ended up in a fierce fight, and spectral blades managed to injure Zenin and even toppled the statue of the Sky King to crush his opponent. But just as spectral blades was about to deliver a final blow, his sword accidentally struck the dragon-taming mace, damaging it. Seizing the opportunity, Zenin used the dragon spear to defend himself and ultimately defeated spectral blades. On another day, Zenin announced the promotion of Huan Tian to the position of royal advisor, which left Zenin feeling betrayed by the queen. During the ceremony, other magicians showcased their abilities by conjuring storm clouds and rain before Emperor Gaozong. However, the emperor seemed unsure about their talents. Shortly after Huan Tian's performance, a larger artificial cloud appeared in the palace, surprising Huan Tian as he realized he hadn't created it. Shortly after, the golden dragon statue in the room suddenly came to life, causing chaos by breathing fire. It killed Night Ghost and Flying Smoke before flying away through the roof, with Huan Tian disappearing along with it. Zhen Jian and the soldiers chased after Huan Tian, but Zhen Jian ran into a man who looked just like him and had killed several soldiers. Zhen Jian was wrongly accused and thrown into prison. Meanwhile, Shachuo, who knew about the chaos in the royal room, immediately informed Renji. Based on Shachuo's account, Renji believed that their main enemy wasn't the magicians, but rather a group of magicians from the Night Clan. So, Renji sent Shachuo to the Sunzong Temple to meet Master's Hujing student and investigate the palace. Unbeknownst to them, 3 members of the Night Clan secretly followed them, and Water Moon, who happened to see them, followed them as well. During the journey, Water Moon was discovered and attacked by members of the Night Clan. One of them used magic to make Water Moon see Zenin's face. Believing the illusion, Water Moon was stabbed in the shoulder. Thankfully, she managed to escape using her cloak trick before being killed. Shachuo found her and took her to an inn to tend to her wounds. After Water Moon woke up, she and Shachuo had a chance to talk and discovered they were both from the same area. Shachuo mentioned he couldn't return to his faraway village in Luanang because he had a lot of work to do in the kingdom. Shortly after, Shachuo said goodbye to get back to his duties. Meanwhile, Renji disguised himself as Da Lisi's assistant and sneaked into the palace to investigate the golden dragon that had come to life. After investigating, Renji concluded that the dragon was just an illusion created by the Night Clan. Soon after, he removed his disguise and went to visit Zenjin in prison. There, Renji told Zenjin that Huan Tian wasn't responsible for the chaos in the kingdom. It was actually the Night Clan who had infiltrated the city. While they were talking, they noticed a suspicious horse-drawn carriage belonging to the emperor. As they suspected, there was a body tied under the carriage, and it turned out to be Huan Tian's. Then, as Zenin encounters the faceless monster again, she is suddenly attacked by him. Fortunately, Renji, Zenjin, and the palace servants quickly arrive to inform the queen that the faceless monster died years ago. They explain that everything she's seeing is just an illusion created by the Night Clan. With the situation dangerous, Renji advises Zenin to find a safe place to hide. Meanwhile, Shachuo, who is at the temple, discovers Hu Zheng beginning to turn into stone. As he tries to wake the monk, a giant white gorilla appears to stop him. Shachuo remains calm and shows the message Renji had given him earlier. The gorilla then reveals images of past events in the palace. Afterward, the gorilla gives Renji a letter and asks Shachuo to leave. Returning to the palace, Shachuo gives the letter to Renji. Surprisingly, the letter is written in Sanskrit, a language known for its magical properties. That night, while Renji is performing acupuncture, he has a vision of Sun Zong and Yuan Chain, expressing their readiness to fight the kingdom's enemies. On the other side, the Night Clan is having a meeting where Night Ghost is revealed to be alive. She's actually a spy sent by the clan to gather information about the witches. During the meeting, the clan leader agrees to attack the palace and steal the dragon-taming mace. Meanwhile, Renji, who just woke up after having a vision from his teacher, decides to find Yuan Shay. But because he's being followed by the warrior clan, Shachuo suggests they ask for help from Water Moon, whom they saved before. They capture Water Moon and bring her to Da Li Sea. Renji and his troops then officially ask Water Moon for help. Surprisingly, she agrees, feeling grateful that Renji is still willing to accept her despite her past actions. Soon after, Renji starts planning to fight the Night Clan by having his warriors learn the spells written by the White Gorilla. That night, Renji secretly takes the dragon-taming mace from his room, where he encounters someone who looks like the queen trying to persuade him to hand over the spear. But there, Renji realizes she's not the real queen and fights back, causing her to reveal herself as Night Ghost and flee. The following day, Renji and his soldiers were ready to face the enemy. Suddenly, a strange mist surrounded the palace, making it hard to see. Then, a huge monster appeared, trying to attack them. Renji realized it was just an illusion and used a special chant to dispel it. Soon after, hundreds of Night Clan members arrived, and a fierce battle broke out. During the fight, Shachuo rang a bell to signal for help from the horsemen. As the horsemen approached the palace, the Night Clan leader created an illusion causing them and the palace troops to start fighting each other. Fortunately, Renji acted quickly and used the power of the dragon-taming mace to awaken the soldiers from the illusion. Suddenly, thick smoke emerged from one of the palace rooms, making Night Ghost believes Zenin was hiding there. She fell into Zenjin's trap, and he managed to capture her as she tried to escape. Meanwhile, Shachuo and the others continued battling the Night Clan troops. Renji also joined the fight, but he got caught in an enemy's trap with a rope. Thankfully, Zenjin came to his aid and freed him. The Night Clan leader then created illusions, turning his troops into flying monsters and conjuring a red monster ready to attack the royal troops. As Shachuo tried to throw the dragon-taming mace to Renji, a Night Clan member, disguised as a monster, intercepted the spear. However, the White Gorilla and Yuan Shay arrived to reclaim the spear. Soon after, Yuan Shay took over the battle, easily defeating the Night Clan troops and the monsters. At that time, he destroyed the red monster and removed the Night Clan leader's mask, revealing the leader to be the faceless monster who was still alive. During the showdown, the faceless monster attempted to fight Yuan Shay using a weapon that covered his own face, but strangely, the weapon turned against the faceless monster too. Yuan Shay then said a prayer, causing the weapon to release its grip and awaken the faceless monster to let go of his hatred. This advice deeply touched the faceless monster, and he surrendered to Yuan Shay. In the end, Yuan Shay defeated the warrior clan and returned the dragon-taming mace to Renji. Once the queen and the emperor returned to the palace, Renji and Zenji were reinstated to their positions. The film ends. The moral lesson from this film is sometimes even monsters need a hug and some wise words to let go of their grumpiness.